Estrada, and not a lot of hype for the old Melonheads.
Ooh, it's
What is
bad.
going on with this Google Doc?
We should be live, so a little bit of a spontaneous stream, but it should be a good one nonetheless. Got Killerbat going for this, trying to have the second undefeated season, and Mattitude trying to hang on for his playoff lives. Here to call the game, we got DOW and Matic, so should be a fun time. Take it away, guys.
Well, it's a great day here at Steel Stadium as we have the 10-0 Baltimore Orioles looking to go for the undefeated season against the mighty Melonheads. They have a 5-5 record, and with a win here, will clinch their playoffs. Matt, do you have any predictions about today's matchup?
I wouldn't say that I do.
Whatever.
I haven't really been following the Humongous League that closely, being a junior league competitor and all. But from the looks of it, looks like the Melonheads have no problem getting hits in. It's just been a matter of not getting them quite enough in some of the other matches. So let's see if the Melonheads can put up yet another explosive game, or if
Okay, it looks like there's been some sort of disconnect.
the suspense is killing me.
Well, tonight for the home team, the mighty Melonheads, we're looking at Kenny Kawaguchi on the mound.
What do you think about that? Against me?
I guess so.
Kenny Kawaguchi has a 2.35 ERA, 28 strikeouts, 7 walks. Has been the primary pitcher for the Melonheads this season. As we are watching from the Melonheads' perspective, the managers are setting their lineups, and we'll be right with you with first pitch. Let us know in the chat if you have any predictions on today's matchup.
I want to touch on the Orioles real quickly while the Melonheads are setting up. We'll have
Go
to
ahead.
see if their starting pitcher is going to be Nancy Chen, who has walked 7 batters, but faced 168 with an ERA of 1.21, or if it'll be Bobby Bullgreen, their other pitcher, who has walked a single batter but faced 76 overall and has an ERA of 1.50. Looking over the Orioles' past matches, it seems like they've been able to limit all of their opponents down to only a couple of runs. And if there's any team that can break that streak, it might just be the Melonheads.
Well, it looks like the Melonheads have submitted their lineup, and we are soon to have first pitch.
On the mound today is Kenny Kawaguchi. I'm gonna get you, batter. Here comes Keisha Phillips, first up to bat.
So here's Keisha Phillips to lead off for the Orioles. 485 average, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs.
Things are
The
looking a little bleak here.
low RBI count might be due to leading off.
High and inside.
Yeah, she is an interesting choice to lead off, as you don't usually put the most powerful batter at the start. Then again, Keisha's not the most powerful batter of the Orioles, but she definitely is up there by
And the
virtue
count
of
is
being
1-2.
Keisha.
Target goes up. 1-2 pitch. Ball 2.
Don't make me
The
angry.
1-2 pitch
You
misses
wouldn't like
for
me when I'm
ball
angry.
2.
Swing. From the windup, the 2-2
Here comes the
pitch.
2-2.
A swing. Whoops. Fly. 2 and
And
2.
it's
Keeps it
fouled
alive.
back.
The windup and the offering. The wing.
And strike 3 swinging.
Strike out.
So Phillips strikes out to start the game. And that will bring up Zenon Estrada.
Comes to the plate.
Zenon Estrada this season with 9 home runs, 16 RBIs, sporting a .593 average. as he takes the first pitch for ball 1.
593 is the highest average on the Orioles.
Strike one, and the count is 1-1.
Got a couple of hitters hitting over 500. It's
That was a
very
ball.
tough competition
2-1.
within this Orioles team.
Takes the stretch and delivers. Ball 3.
Back pitch misses. It's a 3-1 count now to
From the
Estrada.
windup, 3-1 pitch. Swinging. A bloop
And that's
blooper.
fouled
Foul
back. It's a full
territory.
count. Knobs for life in the chat is an Orioles fan.
Swung on.
You're cheering on Zen and Estrada as he hit one out to left field.
There he goes.
And Lofton goes back, but hits off the
Hits
bushes.
it off the wall. Throws it to
Estrada will
second.
be in with at
Hurries
least a
back.
single. He's going to second, but
Quick throw
Omar
to
picks it
second.
up, and Estrada is back at first base.
Yeah, with a runner like Zennin, you can't really push him too far. So
The windup and
I'd say
the
that was the best
offering.
move to keep out at
The
first.
swing. That's a foul. Runner
Labuena
first,
fouls the first
one
pitch
out.
off, and it's a 0-1
Into the
count.
motion, cuts to the plate. A swing.
Major
Strike
Labuena
two.
demonstrating her powerful but
0-2.
inconsistent bat. She currently has a 581 average, so quite high.
He comes center, and the pitch. That was a ball. Give me action, not words, dude. He is ready now, and the throw.
Here's the 1-2 to Labuena.
Chopper to third.
It's a ground ball to third, and it rolls foul.
Swing better. Don't trip on the grass on your way out, eh? Hey, dude, maybe you should try a bigger the windup and the delivery. Ball 2. Runner on first, 1 out.
Left hook misses. It's
Into
2-2.
the windup, throws it.
Here's the pitch,
That was a ball.
and that one's low. Full count now to
From the
Labuena.
windup and the offering. Ball 4, and that's a walk.
So Labuena walks. Now
Zennin
we have
and
runners
Rachel-
on first and second.
Bobby
Zennin and
Mulgrew
Rachel are
steps
not
up
very
to bat.
fast, and neither is Bobby. So Bobby needs to hit this hard if he's to avoid a player most likely getting thrown out. But we'll see.
The stretch, the pitch. Low and inside. Runners on first and second.
So here's Bobby
1
Bullgreen, or Bobby Green if you
out. Takes
prefer.
the stretch and delivers. High
3 home
inside.
runs, 9
1-1.
RBI with a 5.52 average.
Here's the windup
Here's the
and
2-1.
offering.
He looks at it for strike 2,
Strike.
the lower inside corner.
Into the windup and the delivery.
And the 2-2 is taken.
And the count is 3.
Kenny is
We're at a full
absolute-
count for the third straight batter. A lot of pitches for Kenny Kawaguchi.
Kenny is absolutely milking the bottom left corner, though.
Infield fly. The runner
That's-
Infield
goes.
fly rule is
Got it
called.
out.
Juan Gonzalez
Good.
makes the catch anyway, and there's 2 out.
That might be one of the best
Morelli
possible
comes
outcomes
to the
for the
plate.
Orioles there, avoiding a possible double play. And moving on to Isabel, who has quite a bat of her own.
Ball 1.
It's a 5.19 average, 3 home run, 8 RBI for Morelli.
The stretch and the offering. The swing.
This pitch is launched into left field. Lofton is going back. He's at the bushes,
Better
but
take a
this
picture
ball
now, 'cause
is
this ball
gone.
is out of here, and it ain't coming back.
Splashing into the pool at 302 feet.
You go.
Isabel Morelli puts the Orioles ahead in the first inning, 3-0.
Orioles demonstrating how they've managed to be so dominant in the league with quite the nightmare alley of power hitters to start up the inning.
Uma Morris steps up.
Here comes Uma Morris,
Here's the motion. Throws it.
278 average,
Strike
no home runs or
one.
RBIs,
2
but
out.
that's only in 6 games played, as
The
she was
pitch.
acquired in a trade during this season.
Wild one. 1-1.
Wild
Uma
pitch
Morris.
already for Kawaguchi, already up to 29 pitches in the first.
Swing.
Uma has
A
quite the
bouncing
bat,
ball.
so it is
Great
very
little
possible
pitcher.
that
Throws
she
it over
could.
to first. She's
Well, not
outta
this inning.
there.
Well, it's a ground out to the pitcher. Kawaguchi throws to Khan for the
Now
third
pitching,
out.
Nancy Chin.
It's Nancy Chin on the hill
Getting the ball
for
rolling here.
the Orioles, as Ahmed Khan leads things off for the Melonheads.
She kicks and the pitch. High and inside with nobody out.
Bit of a wild one to start things off there.
She kicks. She delivers. High and inside, and the count is 2-0.
Khan has a 5.14 average, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs. His brother Amir also plays for the Melonheads.
3-0.
That's not quite what I expected.
So 4 straight balls to Khan, and he's on first base.
Ahmed is the most dangerous at the
Kenny
plate,
Love
so this
comes
might
to
be
bat.
a strategy to reduce the risk
You
of
don't want
him
me on those bases, man.
closing the gap.
Into the windup. Pitch on
Now
the
we
way.
have Kenny Lofton up.
A blooper in foul territory. Runner on first. No out.
Lofton is the left fielder for the Melonheads today. He sports a .432 average, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Popped up in the infield. Chin goes back, but she can't make the play. Khan and Lofton both running to second. Chin flips to second, and Khan is out.
Bit of a confusing play. I assume Mattitude assumed that it would be caught in the air and Ahmed wouldn't have to move at all. But at least Kenny is a smidge faster. And now we have Amir Khan.
From the windup, here's the pitch. Strike one.
Amir obviously does better when his brother is on his team.
Here's the motion. Pitch on the way. High ball one. Runner on
Seems
first.
that way. He
One out.
takes ball 1. It's a 1-1 count.
From the stretch,
Khan with a
fire.
.375 average, 5 home
Low ball
runs,
two.
12
2
RBIs.
and 1.
He's got a runner on first, a 1-2 count, and 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Chin. Takes it for ball 3. Will he walk just like his older brother?
3-1 pitch.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and this one is blasted to left center field.
Gets under it.
And this
Banked.
one might get into the gap. Lofton's headed for third. Khan headed for second as the ball comes in.
Did he
Lofton's
drop
actually
the
headed
ball?
for home.
And it looks like the
Oh,
outfielders are a bit of a
Kenny
tizzle, giving
for it.
the
No,
Melonheads
good
quite
catch,
the
that one.
opportunity.
Straight to second.
Amir Khan
And that
coming
one's
home.
gonna go
Can he
right
make it
over
home in
into
time? And
the
he
Whoop-de-doo
does. It's
for
an inside the
you.
park home run for
Give up another
Amir Khan.
Juan Gonzalez
Melonheads are
to
up
bat.
to 2 runs, so that is the tied for the best
Keep this
result that
one
anyone has put up against the
going.
Orioles. Things are looking good.
Here's the motion. Fire. Strike.
It's a score of 3-2, and it's only the first inning. Juan Gonzalez at the
Here's
plate.
windup. She delivers.
Juan Gonzalez looking to open up the lead a little bit
Anytime
more,
you get that
or
second
potentially
strike
tie
on
it
you,
up.
it
Uh,
gets pretty tough.
He is a
Like
recent
that.
addition to the team, having only played 2 games, but with an overall average in those 2 games of 750,
Into the
including
windup.
6
Throws it.
hits and
A swing.
1 home run.
Foul ball. 1 out.
Gonzalez and Kwan were acquired in a trade with the Fishes for Mo Vaughn and Luann Louis.
She kicked the 1-2 pitch.
Here's the 1-2 to Gonzalez. He hits it out towards center field,
Beautiful kick
and
out.
it is caught for out number 2.
Ernie Steele turn it back.
Barely a muscle moved out there in center field.
I'm ready. Into the
Well,
windup.
better that
She
than the
delivers.
last time the center fielder tried to catch the ball.
Strike
Hoo-wee.
one. 2 out.
Now we have Ernie Steele up on a third baseman with a bit of a home field advantage here, playing his very own
And the
backyard.
offering swinging. A blooper in foul territory.
Steele has a .500 average, no home runs, 1 run batted in.
Into the windup. Pitch on the
Here's the
way.
0-2 to Steele.
Ball 1.
He takes it for ball 1.
Target goes up. The 1-2 pitch. That was ball 2. And the count is 2-2.
Nancy throwing the wildest possible
Into
curves.
the windup. A 2-2 pitch. Swing. Tattoos that one.
This one's hit out to left field. It will drop in for a base hit.
Ground rule double.
Not
What
if
do
you
you
think you
want,
see
a
a hit
medal or
like that
something?
from
Well, he found the low spot in the
Joey Doug
hedges.
steps in,
It's
ready for
a
action.
ground rule double for Ernie Steele. He knows this field well.
I'm going to hit this one 200 gazillion miles.
Don't
And
be fooled by Ronnie Dobbs' voice. He has some power.
Ready now.
However,
Here's the pitch.
he cannot count, as gazillion
Strike.
is not a
We
real
have a
number.
runner on second. 2
Eh,
out.
he's just a kid.
But they're all kids.
That's
Ronnie
right.
Dobbs has an average of 484.
And the delivery. A swing.
He has 15 hits on record, including 4 home
She
runs
gobbles it up. The throw to
and 4
third.
runs batted in.
Chucks it over. Wing
Well, there's a
line.
single to add to the
Up.
4 solo shots for Dobbs. Steele does not advance, as the infielders were in, the outfielders were in and shifted a bit. So they played Dobbs well,
Here's the pitch.
limiting him to a single and limiting Steele.
Strike one.
Speaking of
Go
Steele,
for it.
the runners are moving.
Rifles it.
Throw back to first to try to get Dobbs,
Here's
and
the throw to
he's in a
second.
rundown.
Great shot to first. The throw to second.
Steele advances to
Tucks it
third.
over.
He's going to try to go
The throw
home.
to
This might
second.
save Dobbs. No, Dobbs trips. Uh-oh. He might be caught.
Here's the throw home.
Here's the throw home.
Quite the complicated
third.
maneuver going on here.
Can Steele make it home? Can Dobbs make it to second?
it's an out.
And Steele's tagged out.
That'll end the inning.
So that's the end of
Gone.
the inning. It's 3-2 Orioles as we move on to the second.
Colleen Clinker steps up.
We have Colleen Clinker, who has a mediocre bat, not much speed,
The stretch.
but a solid defender nonetheless. So she is playing shortstop today.
Ready now. The pitch. Ball one. Nobody
Clinker
out.
takes for ball one. It's a 1-1 count.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging.
Colleen has a 346 average and
Here's the
no
motion.
home runs, but
1-2
one
pitch.
run batted in.
Swung on, and that's strike three. Struck her out. Strike
And
out.
that 346 has declined just a little bit more.
Yeah, we saw Kawaguchi throw a lot of pitches in the first inning, but
Butch Sherritt comes
a long bottom of the first inning as well. Still has the stamina here in the second.
Kenny looking to make quick work of Butch Sherrod, who has a 308 average, including no home runs and no runs batted in either, despite playing all 10 games so far, and he's out.
Out of there.
Kawaguchi able to wheel to the ball himself.
Steps up.
Makes the catch for the second out.
Takes the stretch. He throws it.
Now he's pitching
Ball
to
one.
pitcher for the Orioles, Nancy Chin.
From the stretch,
Not much of a
up to
hitter.
the plate.
120 average.
A bouncing ball.
Ground ball in front of the plate. Dobbs fields, fires to Khan, and
Out.
side's retired.
Halfway through the inning.
Devastating power for her. Now we have Wing Kwan looking to complete the at-bat that was aborted earlier.
Juan was up with runners on first and second, but
Throws it. A swing.
caught stealing, ruined his chance, and that one's hit out of the infield. Phillips is back, and she makes an amazing diving catch for out number one.
You're doing
A beautiful hit that
excellent.
would have gone over a shorter first baseman, but alas, that's why you put the
Okay,
tall
pitcher,
kids.
give me one right over the center. She is
Now
Comes
we have-
Kenny Kawaguchi.
low ball one.
321 average, no home runs, 1 RBI.
And delivered. That was ball two. One out.
He's taken 2 pitches, and neither has reached the strike zone. Here's the 2-0. Takes that one for strike number 1.
And the count is 2-1. Here's the motion. A 2-1 pitch. Ball three.
Watches that one go. It's a 3-1 count to Kawaguchi.
Coach calls timeout.
And a timeout called. Possibly by the Orioles. I was not sure. Possibly a pitching change. We know Bullgreen can pitch. Morris and LaBuena have faced batters as well this season. Here's Bobby Bullgreen.
The stretch. 3-1 pitch.
And the 3-1
Strike.
is in there for
Can keep
strike
it
2.
together. He's got
We have a
one
full
more
count
shot.
now.
One out. Into the motion. The 3-2 pitch. The swing.
Here's the pitch. Kawaguchi hits one
Chopper
out
to
towards
third.
third base, and
And
it'll get
she
through to
goes
the
after it.
outfield. He'll make it to
Secures
first
it,
base.
wings it.
He's in for a single.
Johnny Omar steps up.
Butch Sherrod did not make much of an effort for that ball and got through to the outfield.
Runner on
Here's
base.
Omar,
One out.
286 average.
Oh.
Go ahead, you got it.
Throws it.
No home runs, but 2 RBIs
And the count
and
is
2
0-2.
runs.
Ready now. And the throw. Swing. That's a foul. And the count is 0-2. He's set. Here's the pitch. Swinging. That's a foul. And the count is 0-2.
The 2's fouled off. We'll do it again.
From the stretch. And the pitch.
Here's the pitch.
Swung on. Pop fly.
Hit
Johnny
towards third
doesn't have-
base. Only Sherrod there, and he can't get it.
She got quick throw to second. The runner.
Kawaguchi
Johnny
is
doesn't have
safe.
much. Oh my! I keep cutting you off. My bad.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just saying he doesn't have the strongest of bats, but he managed to find an opening there. And now we are back to the top of the lineup with Ahmed Khan
From the windup and the offering.
looking to get his first hit of the day after being and there we go.
That one's hit deep towards left field, and that
And
ball
feel
is
horrible
gone.
for you.
Here. 4 out.
Ahmed Khan hits one 308 feet, and the Melonheads take the lead here. A score of 5-3.
This is the most runs that any team has put up against the Orioles all season long. We've got
Melonheads want to prove they are a playoff team as well. And a win here will put them in the playoffs.
Comes to bat.
You don't want me on those bases, man.
Into the windup. Here's the pitch.
And both teams here have quite the powerful bats,
1 out.
and both teams have quite the motivation to come out on top in this game. Melonheads for a chance to come into the playoffs, and the Orioles for glory.
Here's the windup. Throws it. A swing. Foul. And the count is
Lofton
0-1.
fouls one back. It's 0-2 count.
Into the windup. The delivery. Swung on. Third strike.
And swinging strike 3.
Should have let that one go.
That was
Amir Khan
very
wants
close
up
to
plate.
the zone, but possibly just outside. And here's Amir Khan.
From the windup and the delivery. Swing. That's a foul. 0-1.
Fouls off the first pitch. It's an 0-1 count.
The target goes up. The delivery. High and inside.
Good eye there.
From the stretch, throws it. Swung on. A blooper in foul territory.
Well, that one went hard and fast, just in the wrong direction.
Here's the windup. The 1-2 pitch. That was a ball. And
The 1-2 to Khan is taken for a ball 2.
The coach calls timeout.
And another timeout called. That's the
Looks like-
second of the inning called by the Orioles. And Nancy Chin
Back
is back in the game.
She's set.
Here's the 2-2 to Khan.
Low ball 3.
Just
2 out.
outside.
Good eye from Amir Khan.
Here's the windup. Pitch on the way. Lined back.
Nice hit,
Ooh, she
but it looks
grabbed
like
it.
the
He's outta
Orioles were
there.
prepared for that
And
one.
this inning is over. The Melonheads are in the lead. Keisha Phillips, turn it back.
LeBlanc was able to catch it
Time
for out
out.
number 3.
Melonheads are making a switch now. Looks like.
Now pitching, Wing Kwan.
It's
Interesting
Wing
decision.
Kwan on the hill. Wing Kwan has pitched 2/3 of an inning.
Here's the windup and delivered.
No
Poppy.
runs allowed.
Ball 1.
Maybe he pitched more on his previous team, but
One strikeout? Yeah, only limited action for the Melonheads.
I was anticipating a year coming on.
Here.
Obviously, his
Here's the
pitching
windup
gets
and
quite
delivered.
the downgrade when on a team with his
Popped it up.
brother, but
Phillips pops it up. It's Kwan under the ball, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Catch. First out.
Yeah, Amir Khan has
Then
not
on
made
Estrada.
an appearance on the pitching mound this season.
with hits like those, who needs?
Into the motion, throws it. Swing.
Speaking of hits,
And drove one
beautiful
deep.
one.
Zenon
in-
Estrada hits one deep, and Lofton is back, and he'll make the
What do
catch
you
for out number
want? A
2.
medal or something?
Rachel LaBuena.
First pitch swinging.
Up.
A medal. Oh, I think the Orioles want more than
The
just a
windup
medal.
pitch. Low and
They
inside.
already have
2
first
out.
seed in
Into the windup. He
playoffs.
throws it.
10-0 record,
Strike one.
leading the backyard division.
He winds. Here's the pitch. That was ball 2, and the count is 2-1. From the windup, pitch on the way.
Here's the 2-1 to
That
LeBlanc.
was ball 3, 3-1.
Wing probably being a little overly cautious
Becomes
and
center.
avoiding
3-1
another
pitch.
run.
A swing, strike 2.
And swing and a miss, strike 2. So it's a full count, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd here.
He's ready now. The 3-2 pitch. And Bill
LeBlanc hits one out to
running up
left
to it,
field.
and
Lofton
time.
tries to play it on a hop. A little bit of a misplay, but we'll get the ball back into the infield. And LeBlanc is on first base with a single.
Bobby Bullgreen steps up to bat. Swing, swing, swing. The windup and the delivery.
Viscery in the chat says he pitched a lot on the A's. I assume we're talking about Wing Quan,
Pitch on the way.
who came in on a trade.
Ball 2-0. From the windup, throws it.
He was on the A's.
The wing.
And now he is looking to put in an A-plus performance for the Melonheads.
The 2-1 pitch. Strike. 2-2.
That ball's in there for a strike. It's 2-2.
Speaking of the A's, the Orioles uniform kind of looks like the A's uniform.
A long drive.
And that
Beautiful
one's
hit
hit
from
deep,
Bobby.
and it's off the hedges.
I thought that was out of here, personally.
That's not quite what I expected.
From
Those
lofted
bushes out in
Isabel.
left field, keeping the ball in play. Got runners on first and second.
Now we have Isabel Morelli, quite the hitter. Let's see if she can repeat her previous successes and back on top.
And the delivery. Low and inside. Runners on first and second.
We have La Buena on second, Bullgreen on
From the
first.
windup, he throws it. Swing. Sliced it.
It's a 1-2 count now to Morelli after
He winds.
slice foul.
Swung on. A bouncing ball.
It's a ground ball to short. Gonzalez fields, and he'll try to tag the runner, but he throws to Omar at second, and
Halfway through
that
the
will
inning
do it.
now. Two left on.
Perhaps a little
The
lucky
Melonheads
that they
winning,
already had 2 outs up.
by 2. Juan
so
Gonzalez is the batter.
no runs in the top of the third, and the Melonheads look to add to their lead here in the bottom of the third. Here's Juan Gonzalez, who just made that play at shortstop.
Windup, she delivers.
Been having quite a good defensive game. Let's see if he can make his offense a little bit better to add to that.
The target goes up. Fired. Swinging. Strike.
Oh, my back!
No out. Swing.
Well, these children know nothing about back
The
pain.
stretch and the pitch. That's the ball. 1-2.
Yeah, just wait a few years, Juan.
Ready now.
Just a few years.
And remember, drugs are bad.
Just wait till next time.
And Gonzalez swings and misses at that pitch, so that's Nancy Chin's first strikeout of the game. That will bring up Ernie Steele for the Melonheads.
I'd say in a short time on the
I'm ready.
Melonheads
I'm
want to
ready.
prove his worth as a defender. And now we have the mainstay
She's set.
of
Pitch on
Steel
the way.
Stadium, Steele himself.
Low and inside. And the count is 1-0.
Ernie Steele found a low spot in
From
the
the
bushes
stretch,
to
delivery.
get the ball over for a ground rule double in his first time up. This one's popped up to short
Got it. Nice.
and
He's
caught
out.
for out number 2.
Ronnie Dodd
Yeah,
steps
just
in.
being at home doesn't make your arms much stronger. Usually.
I'm going to hit this one 200 gazillion miles.
Well, the first time up, Ronnie Dobbs didn't hit it 200 gazillion miles, but he did get a single.
A bouncing ball.
This is a ground ball.
She's got
Chin
it now.
fields,
Right,
fires
shot
to
first.
Phillips
And
in
into
time
net.
for out number
Throws it
3.
over to home, and this
So
inning
we're
is
through
over.
3 innings, and the Melonheads lead
winning,
5-3.
up by 2. Uma Morris comes to the plate. Timeout.
We've got a timeout as it looks like Kenny Kawaguchi will be back on the hill.
Kenny
As we
Kawaguchi
start
up
the
on
fourth.
mound and ready for action. The windup. Low ball 1. Nobody out. Into the windup. Throws it. Strike. 1-1.
Now we have Uma Morris
Ready
up.
now. The 1-1 pitch. That was a ball. 2-1. Takes the
Kenny
stretch.
remaining cautious
2-1
here.
pitch.
Obviously not wanting to give Uma
3-1.
mark on her belt.
I'm gonna strike them all out. The windup and delivers. Swinging. And a foul ball. 3-2.
Fouled backwards, it's a full count.
Takes the stretch. The 3-2 pitch. Swing. A long fly.
This ball's hit deep.
To the ball.
Lofton goes back for it, and
Make it.
Just a little out of the way.
The throw. Chucks it to first.
Morris thinks
Safe
about
first.
second, but she goes back to first. She's in with a single.
Not with Juan
Colleen
Gonzalez
Clinker
as
comes to the plate.
it's a stopgap there. He's been putting on quite a show with his arm today.
Here's the windup and the delivery. Strike
Colleen
one.
Clinker at the plate.
Runner on first.
Doing a little dance for
Nobody
good
out.
luck.
From the windup and the pitch. That was ball 1.
You mentioned the Orioles uniforms earlier. Yeah, these
Target
colors
for
are
1-1 pitch.
untraditional, to say the least.
2-1. From the windup.
I don't know. Switch that. Have you ever seen
Another strike.
dark cyan and yellow Oriole? Would you even recognize an Oriole in the wild?
He's set. And the offering.
Well, maybe that's what they look like in the area around Steel Stadium as Colleen Clinker looks at strike 3.
Good.
So that's out number 1.
Butch Sherrod steps up to bat.
Third baseman Butch Sherrod is now up to bat.
Here's the windup. He throws it. Strike. And the count is 0-1.
Are you sure?
Ready
Are you
now,
sure
the
that's a
delivery.
strike?
A swing. A bouncing ball.
You know what emo
It's a
to
little
throw up in
quick
the
to
chat.
pitcher, goes
Kawaguchi
into
Fields
second.
throws to
Out.
second for out
Throw to
number
first
1.
base.
Gonzalez throws to
Whatever.
first. It's in time. Double play,
One left on.
1-6-3.
The Melonheads
And we'll move on to the bottom
leading
of the
by 2.
4th with the Melonheads still in the lead 5-3.
Of course, with these mods, double plays do not give you
One.
power-ups, but doesn't make that any less devastating for the Orioles. And
No,
once
the only
again,
way you can get that hitting power up is by hitting a pitching power up. Wing Quan hits one out towards first base. Phillips tries to jump for it. She can't get a hold of it. And Quan makes it into first base.
an unusual error for Keisha.
Looks like the fielders were playing in on Wing Quan, and
Pitcher, give me one right over the center.
maybe it cost them as he was able to hit that one over the head of Keisha Phillips.
That was ball 1. From the stretch, pitch on the way. The wing. Fouled one back. Runner on first. No out.
1-1 count to Kawaguchi, who is 1 for 1 with a single today.
Low and inside. Into the motion. A 2-1 pitch. Strike!
Nancy not giving Kenny a lot to work with.
The 2-2 pitch. A swing. That's a foul. 2-2.
Fouls it back. It's a 2-2 count.
The 2-2 pitch. Swung on.
Here's a pitch, and it's fouled back again.
And the count is 2-2.
Still a 2-2 count. No outs so far here in the bottom of the 4th.
The wing. The light
And a
pitch.
weak hit foul ball.
Kenny looking
Do it again.
to tire Nancy out, or perhaps
Into the
it's just
windup.
an unfortunate coincidence.
A swing. The runner goes.
Oh,
Quick
it's
throw
strike
second.
3.
Chucks it to
Wing
Wing
a
first.
little
Quan
too
will
easy.
go back to
Still there.
first.
Johnny Omar comes to the plate.
Here comes Omar.
Pitch.
He has a single in his only play appearance thus far.
Runner on first,
What
one
an
out.
odd strike, but a strike nonetheless.
From the windup, she delivers. Low ball 1, and the count is 1-1.
Nancy tries to repeat her earlier success.
Takes the stretch, throws it. The swing, looped up.
Omar hits one, and that will drop.
A great hit into the gap there, getting past Colleen
Rifled it
Clinker.
straight to second. We've got Ahmed Khan at the plate.
Clinker was a little bit out of position. I looked like a slight shift to the right side of the infield against Omar, and you got runners on first and second for Ahmed Khan.
Now, is there a proper position for Ahmed Khan at the plate?
Takes her stretch, throws
It's
it.
either gone or it's not.
Ball 2, 2-0.
Well, I think you might want to play him deep in the off chance that he slightly doesn't get enough of it.
Ball 3.
Or you can pitch completely around and potentially walk him.
Target goes
Let's
up
see if that's
and
Nancy's
delivers.
plan.
Well, it's a 3-0 pitch, and
But
Khan fouls it back. It's 3-1.
from the windup, 3-1 pitch. And that's the 4th ball. You gotta walk.
So Ahmed Khan walks for the second time today. It's either a walk or a home run.
And he
Orioles
got
obviously
comes
not
back.
looking to extend the lead.
You don't want me on those bases, man.
And here comes Kenny Lofton, who you don't want on those bases, man.
The stretch fires.
Ooh, just painting the corner for strike 1.
1 out. She's set. Pitch on the way. The wing. Hook. Slice. And the count is 0-2.
Lofton fouls that one back. It's
From the stretch,
an 0-2
pitch on the
count.
way. Low and inside.
And he lets that one go. It's ball one. Got the bases loaded. 1-2 count, one out. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back.
The stretch. The 1-2 pitch.
It's a 1-2 again to Lofton, and it's in there for strike three. Lofton
I struck out.
does not swing, and it
Catching him by
Strike three
surprise
calls.
there with the ball at the upper end of the strike zone.
Amir Khan walks up to the plate.
here comes Amir Khan. He's got his brother Ahmed at first. It's Johnny Omar at second, and Wing Kwan at first base. And this one is down the line. Sherrod fields it and steps on third, and that'll be the third out. So as we move to the top of the fifth, it's 5-3 Melonheads. DLW and Matic on the call tonight from Steel Stadium.
After an explosive couple of first innings, it looks like both teams are content to hold the other down to the few runs that they have put up.
Foul. I'm gonna get you, batter. The windup and the pitch.
Here's the 1-1 to Chin.
Strike two. No
Catches
out.
the inside corner for strike two.
Here's the motion. The 1-2 pitch. Swing.
1-2 is fouled back by Chin.
He winds, throws it. Ground ball.
Down the first base line, Confield steps on first, and that's out number one.
Keisha Phillips, turn it back.
Here comes Keisha Phillips,
Keys is
leadoff
quite
hitter for the Orioles.
looking to actually
Into the
make a
motion.
hit this time.
Throws it.
Not having much success
That was
this
ball
game so
one.
far.
One out. He's ready now. He throws it. Strike.
Things are looking a little bleak here.
1-1. Target goes up, and the delivery. That was ball two. 2-1.
From the sounds of it, I believe the Melonheads would like a batter and not a broken ladder.
Strike two. And the count is.
And
I'm gonna get you, batter.
I have not seen any broken ladders come to the plate yet for the Orioles.
Swing. It's going to left field.
That's down the left field line and foul.
Quite the power,
1 out.
not quite the accuracy.
Target goes up.
That'll be a
and the pitch.
2-2 to Phillips,
That was
and she
ball
takes
two.
for ball three.
I'm gonna get you, batter.
Full count here.
Target goes up. Here's the pitch. The swing. Spinks
And this
one.
ball's hit out to left field, and
Easy
Lofton
for
will
him.
play it on a
Throws
hop,
it
and
over. Great
Phillips
shot
will
to
get it to
third.
first base with a single.
Putting up her first run of the game.
Zenon Estrada steps up.
Here's Zenon Estrada, who
And
is a
coach
batter,
calls timeout.
not a broken
Melonheads
ladder.
calling timeout here.
Looks like Wing Kwan will step up to the mound again to face Estrada. Question Monkey in the chat says he's more of a broken ladder guy. Interesting.
Into the motion. The pitch.
Well, I mean, everyone has their vices.
Strike.
Estrada looks at the first pitch for strike one. He swings after the ball's already thrown back to the pitcher.
That was a ball.
That one just misses the corner for ball one.
I mean, I know Zenon's slow, but
And the
how slow
operator.
is he, really?
Slow and inside. Runner on first. 1 out. He winds. The 2-1 pitch.
Here's the 2-1 to Estrada.
And
And he hits one deep to left field. If it's
Maybe into
fair,
the
it's
sweet
gone.
spot. It is gone.
Towards south.
It's gone. Here comes the blimp. And we have a tie ball game. This will
Zenon
make it
saw-
5-5.
Zenon saw the gap that Ernie hit it into earlier and thought, great idea, but what if I went above that?
And it's 361 feet. Can't tell if it went in the pool or not, but we have a tie game in the top of the fifth. It's all fives.
Either way, Ernie's going to have to ask
Timeout.
really nicely to get that ball back.
Well, it's the second pause of the inning for the Melonheads, and looks like Kenny Kawaguchi's back on the mound
Up on the mound.
as he wheels in from right field to face Rachel LaBuena.
From the windup and the throw. That was ball one. 1 out. From the windup. and the
LaBuena is
throw.
1 for 1 with a single and a walk today.
Strike!
Looks at a pitch for strike one.
Target goes up. The 1-1 pitch. Strike two. 1 and 2.
Should be getting a lot of action in left field
Target
as
goes up. The 1-2
Plinker
pitch.
and Sherrod have
say good.
not been doing their share of the infield and
I'm good.
looks at strike 3.
Bobby Bullgreen steps up to bat.
Here comes Bobby Bullgreen,
Don't trip on
currently the pitcher.
He comes center. Here's the pitch.
We might see him on the mound in the bottom of the 5th.
A bouncing ball. He gobbles it
Ground
up,
ball,
throws it to
Steele
first,
fields it,
and
fires
down
to
and
first,
out.
and it's in time.
This game is tied at 5.
So 2 runs in the top of the 5th for the Orioles. As we move to the bottom of the 5th, it's all square at 5.
Now pitching, Bobby Bullgreen.
He must be some sort of psychic. There he is, on the mound.
That's right, and here comes Juan Gonzalez at the plate.
The target goes up, and the offering, a swing, back towards the outfield.
And this one is hit out to
There
left
she
field.
goes.
LaBuena goes back, and it's off her head.
Right
Gonzalez
place.
will be in with the single.
She's in the right place at the right time, but let down by her own execution.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Swing, batter. Swing, batter, batter.
Now we have Ernie Steele up.
Here's the windup. Fire. Low ball 1.
Sometimes you're lucky and you get a game in your hometown. It's not all the time you get a game in your own backyard, but that's the case for Ernie Steele.
From the windup and the pitch. He's set. The 2-1 pitch.
Here's the 2-1.
Ball 3.
Steele does not take the bat off his shoulder. It's 3-1.
The windup 3-1 pitch.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. And it's hit up the middle.
Grounder to short. Got
Ground
it.
ball.
He's out of
Steps
there.
on
He
first, throws to
throws the ball
first in
Bernie's
time.
out.
Both
And
runners
it's
are out. It's a
strike,
double play.
Congratulations!
Ronnie Dodd steps in, ready for action. I'm going to hit this one 200 gazillion miles.
Ronnie Dobbs is up.
He won
Last chance for the
and
Melonheads
delivered.
to wait at the bottom of the 6th altogether.
2 outs.
Zenon Estrada. A great play to take it himself for the first out and throw to first for the second out.
Here's the pitch. The wing. And it goes foul. 0-2.
We normally hear about Estrada at the plate. He makes a good play in the field, too.
And delivers.
Here's the 0-2 to Dobbs, and
Foul
he fell
ball.
back.
And the count is 0-2. He comes center, throws it. Swinging. Spinks one. Goes for
Stops
the
this
diving
one
catch
out, and
misses.
Butch Sherrod with a
And
diving
that's
catch.
it. And he's out.
There's the left side of the infield
That's
for
the
the
end of
Orioles.
the 5th. This game is tied at 5.
So it's 5-5 as we move to the top of the 6th.
Isabel Morelli comes to the plate.
And Isabel Morelli leading it off for the Orioles, 1 for 2 with a home run.
Isabel has similar abilities to Ronnie, but will she have a similar outcome to Ronnie did in just the previous at bat?
That was ball 2. Nobody out. From the stretch and delivers. The swing and drove one deep. Under
I guess not.
That one's hit out to left center field, and Lofton
Kenny is-
dives for it.
that one bounces over
Oh, it
for a
bounces
ground rule
one hop
double.
off the fence and over the bushes, and Morelli's in with a
Uma
ground rule
Flores
double.
Steps up.
Kenny Lofton is not having a very good day in the left field, let me tell you.
From the windup and the throw.
Well, he's going up against Killerbat's, also known as the
They
Orioles.
have a runner on second. No out.
It's a tough play, especially with a lot of
Throws it.
right-handed power.
That was ball 1. 1-1.
There's only one left-handed batter on the Orioles, and it's Nancy Chin.
The pitch. What was that? We'll just
A
call
little
it
bit
a
wild
pitch.
pitch from Kenny Kawaguchi is now it's a 2-1 count to Morris.
2-1 pitch. Swing. Foul ball.
2-1 is fouled off, and it'll be 2-2.
Here's the pitch. Ball 3, and the count is 3-2. From the windup, the 3-2 pitch.
Here's the 3-2, and
And
foul.
the count is 3-2.
You know, when Vinny DeGoot says up in the kitchen with that one, I don't think he meant it literally.
A bouncing ball.
Well, it's a ground ball. Steele fields and fires to first. It's in time.
Flips it over, and over to third.
And
That's it. Out.
Morelli's out at
Congratulations.
third. It's a double play.
From Khan to Kawaguchi to
Colleen
Steele.
Winter
Quite
comes to the plate.
the maneuver there, but just enough.
Time out.
So
Melonheads
Morelli was
calling
slow to go
Kidnap.
to third as Steele was fielding it, but went after the throw and was not able to make it in time. So we've got a pause, but no defensive change for the Melonheads.
From the windup and the offering.
2 outs in the top of the sixth, nobody on for Colleen Clinker.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. That was a ball. 1-1. Give me action, not words, dude.
For those of you scoring at home, Question Monkey has the proper notation for you. 5-3-1-5 double play.
From the windup, a 2-1 pitch. The wing. Line drive.
This one's hit out
Catch.
down the third base line, and
Darn it.
Steele catches it for out number 3.
This
At
game
least
is
it wasn't a
tied at
strikeout.
5.
Colleen can pat herself on the back knowing that she was able to hit the ball today.
So it'll be Kwan, followed by Kawaguchi, and I believe Omar follows
And
Kawaguchi.
the offering.
I believe
the
this
order.
is the third time in the game
One.
Wayne Kwan has started
No
off the
outs.
inning.
Yes, well, he led off
From
the
stretch, fire.
second after
The swing
seemingly getting attempted in the first inning, but
up to make the catch
runners were
and
caught
it's an out.
stealing.
Next up, Kenny Kawaguchi.
Estrada catches that, and will
Here I
line
go.
out. It's out number 1.
From the stretch, he throws it. Swung on.
Here's Kawaguchi. It's a ground ball.
Bouncing ball. He
Estrada
got it.
fields,
And
fires to
throws
Phillips in
first.
time for out number
And
2.
he that zings it
Kenny has
out
the speed to
home.
get on, but not quite enough
Johnny
speed to
Omar
get
comes to the
forward
plate.
into the infield.
Possibly a lot of his stamina is drained by pitching. As we have Johnny Omar at the plate.
From
for the
windup,
Melonheads.
up to the plate.
2 outs, bottom of the
Going
6th.
inside. 2 out.
Johnny is 2 for 2 for today.
The
See if he
windup
can extend
fire.
his lead or if we're going into extra innings.
Into the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. 2-1.
1-1 is taken for a ball. 2-1 count.
The stretch fires. Strike.
Viscery letting us know that Johnny has not gotten a hit since Game 7 of this season, and he's got 2 in this game, which is Game 11.
High and inside. 3-2.
That pitch misses. It's a 3-2 count.
He winds the 3-2 pitch.
Bullgreen deals,
Swung on.
and this is swung and hit towards the third base side. Sherrod is there, and we have extra baseball.
And this inning
It is a
over.
score of 5-5
This
as
game
we
is
go to the
tied at
7th.
5. Butch Sherrod steps up.
What a game here at Steel Stadium.
Strike with nobody out. I'm gonna strike them all out. Ready now. The pitch. A swing. Strike. And the count is 0-2.
So after making the play at third base, Sherrod is up, and he's faced 2 straight strikes.
Ball 1.
This
Kenny
pitch
looking-
misses for ball 1.
Kenny looking to strike them all out, including
Into
the kid who
motion
caught them
and
all
the
out.
throw. Swing.
This one is hit towards the third base side off the back of Ernie Steele, and Sherrod will make it in safely to first base.
Well, you could say it was hit toward the third baseman, hit the third baseman.
Nancy Chin steps up to bat.
For those of you just joining us, it's extra baseball. It's the top of the 7th. 5-5 is the score. The Orioles looking for an undefeated season. The Melonheads looking to clinch the final playoff berth in the backyard division. It is game week 11 here in the online league, the Humongous League it is. And that pitch is in the corner for strike 3. Late call by Mr. Clanky, but it's in there for strike 3. Kenny Kawaguchi with his 5th strikeout of the game as Keisha Phillips comes up to the plate.
And the delivery. Low ball 1. And the count
5
is
strikeouts.
1-0.
Kenny is now dealing with
The stretch.
full slate of power-ups.
Strike.
Things are looking a little bleak here.
And the count is 1-1. Takes the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging.
Here's the 1-1.
Oh, wise guy, eh?
Phillips swings and misses for strike 2.
Keisha giving a rare compliment to the opposing pitcher, calling him wise.
Drilled it into left
This one's hit out to left field, and it'll fall in for a base hit.
Gets it off
Just
the wall.
barely
Sherrod
outside.
going to
of the
second, and he'll make it.
Throw
And
to third. Doing good.
that's all we'll get. Sherrod advances to second.
Zenon
Phillips at first,
Estrada.
and Zenon Estrada comes to the plate.
I believe Kenny often has gotten to the point where he's so tired that he can no longer outrun his own throws.
Runners on first and second, 1 out. From the windup, cuts to the plate. Low and inside, and the count is 2-0.
Estrada had that 2-run home run last time up that tied the game at 5.
Grounder to short.
Ground ball up the middle.
Line to
Gonzalez
short.
steps on
That's
second and
out.
throws to first in time.
Out.
A double play, and we move on to
What do
the
you
bottom of
want?
the
A
7th.
medal or something?
This game is
Khan,
tied at
Lofton,
5.
Khan up next for the Melonheads.
Khan at the plate.
It's interesting. Both teams so far have put up 5
This one's
runs
outta
and
here.
10 hits
Time out.
overall. I believe that's the Orioles who just called a timeout there.
Now pitching.
And it's Nancy Chin back on the mound. DLW and Maddock on the call tonight from Steel Stadium.
Nobody out.
Skirting the outside of the zone there.
Into the motion. Pitch on the way.
Here's the 0-1.
High ball 1.
High, ball 1.
Hey,
Ready now. Pitch on the way.
Khan with 2 walks and a home run today. This is his 4th plate appearance.
Wind up the pitch. That was ball 3. 3-1.
and that is
Whatever.
Ahmed's 3rd walk of the game. The Orioles are being extra careful here. And next up we have Kenny Lofton.
Kenny Lofton comes to bat.
You don't want me on those bases, man.
Here's the windup. Cuts to the plate. Strike 1.
Lofton looks at the first pitch for strike 1.
The stretch.
Here comes the 0-1 from Chin.
Strike.
And taken for strike 2.
I would have swung there. But of course,
The
I'm
stretch,
not in
the
one sleep.
delivery. That was ball 1.
Lofton
Because
looks
I
at
would've
3
swung at
pitches
that.
at the 1-2 count.
Into the motion. Here's the pitch.
And strike 3 called.
Caught looking.
I can't believe I struck
Unfortunate.
out.
No swings from Lofton, and it's a strikeout.
Chan definitely didn't want him on those
Khan walks
bases,
up to
man.
the plate.
Amir Khan is 1 for 3 with an inside the park
windup,
home
and
run
the
today.
offering. A swing.
Eager to
A
impress his brother
ball.
with
And
Ground
caught.
ball. Sherrod dives. He can't make the play, and we have a Khan on second and a Khan on first.
a little bit of commotion in the
play
infield
back
there
there.
with Chin and
Juan
Sherrod bumping
Gonzalez
into
is
each
the
other.
batter.
I'm sending that ball on a one-way trip to Cooperstown.
It looks like Clinker and Estrada both tried to cover second. That left Sherrod the only player on the third base side of second and couldn't make the play. Looks like another pause from the Orioles. I believe that's their second of the inning. You're only allowed 2 pauses unless it's a juice pass, but see what happens here. Juan Gonzalez at the plate.
Nancy
I
Chin
think
remaining.
there's a
And the delivery.
defensive change, not a pitching change, but a defensive change.
Here's the windup. She delivers.
And it's a quick 0-2 count to Gonzalez.
1 out. She kicked, fired. Third strike.
Oh,
That's it.
I
fireball.
didn't even see
Strike
that
3.
one.
Obviously playing a bit dirty here, trying to get into the top speed, potentially put up one last run.
Put your hard hats on.
See if the Melonheads can do
Into
that
the
instead.
motion. Here's the pitch. That was a ball.
Well, it's 2 on, 2 outs for Ernie Steele. Bottom of the 7th. Can he be the hero in his own backyard?
And delivers.
Even a ground rule double will end the game.
And the count is 2-0.
or a double of any kind.
She's ready.
Here's a
And
2-0
delivers.
pitch to Steele,
The swing,
and it's foul call.
strike. Takes her stretch, a 2-1 pitch. A swing, that's a foul.
This one's down the third base line and foul. 2-2.
Target goes up, throws it.
Here's the pitch, and it's hit out to left field. And
He's got it,
Phillips
ducks it to third.
fields it on a hop,
And
throws to
out.
third, and gets Ahmed Khan out.
And
So
that'll close up the 7.
the defensive
Two
change,
runs on. This game
putting
is tied at
Keisha
5.
Phillips in left field, pays off for the Orioles. We move on to the top of the 8th.
Rachel LaBuena steps
A
up to
slightly
bat.
less impressive feat, but impressive nonetheless, was Ahmed
You're
managing
doing
to stop himself
excellent.
mid-slide.
Target goes up, and the offering. That was ball 1.
So
With
LaBuena, who
nobody
moves
out.
to third base in all those changes, is
Takes the
up at the
strike,
plate
pitch.
after the Melonheads strand 2. Looks at that pitch for strike 1. It's 1-1.
He winds, and the offering. That was ball 2. I'm gonna strike them all out. He winds,
Kenny has
a
cracked
2-1
100 pitches this game.
That was a ball. 3-1.
And remember, he's not the only pitcher used by the Melonheads. Wing Kwan pitched to a few batters today.
Strike. 3-2.
Gave up the game-tying home run in the 5th.
He's
Don't
ready
remind
to
him.
throw the
He's
3-2
sensitive
pitch.
about it.
It's a 3-2 count, and LaBuena looks at it for ball 4. I believe that's her second walk of the game.
Getting her steps in.
Bobby Bullgreen comes to the plate.
Here comes Bobby Bullgreen, or Bobby Green if you prefer.
Here's the windup. Fires. The swing. Back towards
And
the
Bullgreen
outfield.
hits one out to
There he
left
goes.
field. Lofton is going back and dives, and he can't make the play.
On to second.
He'll throw it in, but runners are safe at first and second.
Isabel
And here comes
Morelli
Isabel
steps up to
Morelli.
bat.
Isabel has a
Timeout.
home run and a double under her belt. Melonheads are making some defensive changes here to compensate.
I think it's Wing Kwan back on the hill.
Okay, a defensive change.
Morelli had a home run and a double. It was a ground rule double, so 2 balls have
From the stretch. Pitch.
left the ballpark
Swing.
from the bat of Morelli.
Two
Swings and
deals
misses for
is
strike
later.
1.
He's ready now. And the throw. A swing. And a foul ball.
The Orioles have wisely made some defensive changes during that timeout as well, as Morelli moves back to catcher from second base.
Low and outside. 1-2.
Looks at that pitch outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-2 from Kwan,
That's it down the
and
line.
Morelli hits that one down the line. It's a base hit.
And that's your ground.
And that's
Oh!
a ground rule double. We will see 1 run score. It
Right
is
into
6
the
to 5 here in the top of the 8th.
And now the
Just got a
pressure
run.
is on the Melonheads. They can no
Uma
longer
Morris steps up.
merely stem the bleeding and hope for a run. They need to be able to
Here's
put
the
up a
pitch.
run next inning or it's
That
over.
was ball 1. And there are runners at second and third. Nobody out.
Cloud Eye 73 with the highlighted message of, "Oh!" I think I pronounced that right.
The target goes up. Throws it. The swing. That's a foul. 2-1.
Beautiful hit from Uma Morris. If the field was rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise.
That was ball 3. And the count is 3-1.
Well, she's worked the count to 3-1,
Target goes up. 3-1 pitch. And that's the fourth
and
ball.
she sees ball 4. The bases are loaded.
Colleen Clinker steps up. Time
Here
out.
comes Clinker. And the second pause of the inning for the Melonheads is Kawaguchi is back on the hill.
And the throw. A swing.
Ground ball to third, or fly ball to third is caught, and Ernie Steele steps on third. That's 2 outs. It's a double play.
Seems like-
Unassisted by Ernie Steele.
Seems like he wanted to throw it to third as well. I mean, to first as well. That could have made it a
From the
triple
windup,
play,
pitch.
but perhaps not.
Swing. That's a foul. Runners
Would have
on
been
first and
quite the
second,
rare
2
feat. I
outs.
believe an unassisted triple
He
play like
winds.
that
Here's
is
the pitch.
the rarest event in all
A
of baseball.
bouncing ball.
Yes.
Charity with a meh hit to left.
The stretch. He
Figure that
throws
out.
it. The wing. A bouncing ball.
Ground ball from
So right
Sherrod,
to the pitcher.
fielded by
Bounces it over
Kawaguchi,
to second.
thrown to
Goodbye,
Omar,
she's
and
out.
Good
the
Throws
side is
it.
retired.
By me.
2 left on.
So,
The
one run
Melonheads
scored
are
in the top
down.
of the 8th. We've got Dobbs, Kwan, and Kawaguchi
See if the
in the bottom
Melonheads
of the 8th.
Ronnie Dobbs
See if the
gets
Melonheads
in,
can
ready
make
for
this work.
action.
Here comes Ronnie Dobbs.
I'm going to hit this one 200 gazillion miles. She's ready to pitch. Low ball 1.
You might doubt his math, but you don't doubt his power. He has 4 solo home runs this season.
Strike. No out.
Yeah, clearly Nancy does not want a piece of him, judging by how wild that
Takes
first
the
pitch
stretch.
was.
Pitch on the way.
He can't let this
Um,
pitcher get the best of him.
1 and 2.
No comment.
She kicked and the offering.
Here's the 1-2, and
Foul
Dobbs
ball.
fouls it back.
1 and 2.
We mentioned Kawaguchi's pitch count. Nancy Chin is up to 83 pitches.
2 and 2.
Now 84, as that ball misses for
Takes her stretch.
now a 2-2 count, and it's a fireball strike
Gave
3.
it his best shot. That should have counted. That's cheating.
I believe that's Chin's second fireball.
And I believe Ronnie Dobbs is correct in saying that's not fair and that is cheating.
Yeah, but he should also know there's no crying in baseball.
She is ready. Pitch on the way.
Here's Wing Kwan.
Low ball 1. 1 and 0.
Takes a pitch for ball 1.
From the windup fire. Swung on. Popped it up.
Popped up.
And she gets
Morelli
it.
makes the
And he's out.
catch. Route number
Next
2.
up, Kenny Kawaguchi.
It all comes down to this. Pitcher for the
Okay,
Melonheads,
give me one
Kenny
right over the
Kawaguchi.
center. She kicked and
And a
the
couple
offering.
practice swings.
Swung on. It's
Hits
going
this
to
one
left
down the
field,
line, and it
it's a
rolls foul.
ball.
Just barely out of reach of
2
Butch's
out.
glove.
Looks like Sherrod was guarding the line for a bunt
She's
there.
ready, and the offering low and inside. And the count
Fielder's
is
playing a
1
bit
and 1.
in on Kawaguchi.
The target goes up. The 1-1 pitch.
Here's the 1-1. Get out towards Estrada, and he makes the catch.
Whoop-de-doo for you.
Hey, wow! You're
The
good!
nail-biting game comes to an end. Killerbat putting up probably the closest game of the entire season, but nonetheless, a win for him and a very unfortunate situation for the Melonheads.
So your final score here in 8 innings, Orioles 6, Melonheads 5. Killerbat's Orioles move to 11-0, and the Melonheads move to 5-6. Now, the Melonheads are not yet out of the playoffs with that loss. They need a loss from the Monsters and Reds, and could still make it in the playoffs. So the Monsters play at the Fishes, and the Reds play at home against the Bombers.
So if the Fishes and the Bombers come out on top, we might be able to see the Melonheads as powerful bats in the playoffs. And perhaps they will have their opportunity for revenge.
Well, I think that will do it for today's broadcast. This is twitch.tv/Backyard Sports Center. For Matic, I'm DLW2711. Join us next time, or join us on Thursdays for the scouting report, where we might get another wonderful story read to us. See you next time.
Goodbye.